What's going on, you guys? Today I was just about to wash my wife's Audi here, and I thought, you know what, it's a good time to take advantage of this opportunity now and make a 1 year review of my active 2.3 pressure washer. And this could end up being the last YouTube video I ever make out of this space. I'll talk a little bit more about that after. But it's been a number of weeks now since I've had the chance and the opportunity to actually wash this vehicle. And since it's been about, I would say, 14 months, give or take, since I first purchased the Active 2.3, I'll show you my thoughts and opinions after a year of ownership, and you get to kind of see whether or not I still like it or not. This is going to be a pretty raw video. As you can see, I was just about to get going here, and I got all my stuff lined up for the wheels and for the wash itself. That Simonized cart, by the way, it's holding up pretty good. And oop, I just broke that off of there. That's my bad though. That's not the product. Put that away for now. Put it in my pocket. Just fidgeting with it and I broke it off. So this video is going to be fairly raw. You'll get to see what my little space here looks like. It's a space that was a carport that I closed in and put a garage door on, and then kind of made it into a storage space. It's not very wide, to be honest with you. It's like maybe 10 feet, 11 and a half, something like that. But with all the storage, I can't really get a car in there. But anyways, this video is more about the Active 2.3. I have everything hooked up, and I'll show you that in just a second. As you can see, it is on, and I generally will tend to leave it on. But as we go into my space here, again, I'm not going to hide anything. I didn't pre-clean this area. I want this to be completely raw. There it is. There is my Active 2.3 pressure washer, and it just sits on this shelving, janky ass shelving system that I have back here. Right here I have an MTM 100-foot hose reel combo. I got it off of Carzilla. It was already plug and play. I just kind of bolted it to this. It's all temporarily. It's not set up to be my permanent setup. It just kind of works for me for now. And then I just have a hose that goes from here, and I kind of created a jumper connection from where the washing machines and stuff are. So like I said, it's not a pretty system. As you can see, it's somewhat embarrassing to even show my setup, but it's my whole entire setup at the moment. It's just my own kind of organized chaos here. It bothers me that it's this messy, but it's the best I have at the moment, and I kind of just have to work with what I have. And just to kind of summarize, the Active 2.3 pressure washer here, I purchased this pressure washer myself, and I think I paid 840 something plus tax Canadian at the time. And that was probably more than double, actually almost nearing triple the amount of money I've ever paid for a pressure washer before. Previous to that, the most expensive pressure washer I'd ever owned was the Simonized VE52. So that was from Canadian Tire. I think I had paid like $250 for that. So this was definitely a risk at the time. And so far, over a year into it, I would say I'm nearing that 50-hour mark now, if I had to guess. And I have zero complaints. And that's pretty much being honest with you. For what I bought it for, which was just exclusively washing cars and detailing, I have zero complaints. Some people are bothered by the noise, which is the biggest complaint anywhere by far with this pressure washer. And to me, it sounds way better than any universal motor pressure washer. And it's significantly quieter than any gas pressure washer. So because of that, the noise doesn't bother me at all whatsoever. Aside from that, I haven't seen anything mechanically wrong with this thing. No leaks of any kind. At the 50-hour mark, it is supposed to be due for an oil change, I believe, if it's some maintenance. So I will get that done. But just in general, from the day this pressure washer was released until now, I still think that this pressure washer looks amazing. I had purchased a shelving unit for this from, I can't even remember where. So eventually I am going to shelf mount this. But for now, I just don't have the room for it, and I'm moving soon as well. Or, well, I have moved, I should say. So for now, it sits here, and eventually, once I do have a proper setup, which I will have sometime in the future, this pressure washer will be going onto a shelf. Now, that being said, do I recommend this pressure washer? I do. But for $850, do you need this pressure washer to detail cars and clean your cars and run a detailing business? Absolutely, you do not need this pressure washer for that, right? There's just anybody that tells you need a more than a $400 or $500 pressure washer is just blowing smoke, because you don't need it. I mean, you can go to Home Depot and get a $200 pressure washer and replace it 4 times, and you're still cheaper than this thing, right? So even though this one is rated at 500 hours allegedly, I don't know that yet because I haven't put that through its paces. You do not need it. This is more of a luxury item, and the reason I went with it was because at the time of purchase for a 15 amp pressure washer, this had the best specs. There was nothing that even came close to it, and this thing really truly does put out 2.3 gallons per minute, and it does that at about 1,000 psi. If I have some footage of that, I'll overlay it on the video here, but it does truly put out that much water. So by far higher than a lot of the other pressure washers. It's even higher than the Kranzler pressure washer, which costs way more than this pressure washer. So for all those reasons, this pressure washer to me has been a great pressure washer. And one of the decision making things that I kind of put into play when I bought this pressure washer was the fact that I do have a YouTube channel. And at the time, this pressure washer, everyone was jumping on it. There's a lot of hype around it. So I wanted to get in on that because, let's be real, if I made a pressure washer video about the VE52 in today's time, nobody's going to jump on that. But this kind of pressure washer video, when it was hot and new, gets a lot of views. So there's that to consider. I did put that into consideration before I just went ahead and spent $800 on this unit. So since then, it's been amazing. I leave it on at all times with the water connected at all times, and it's been great. Every once in a blue moon, it will kind of kick on for like a split second and shut off. But in general, it's fine. As you can see, no leaks, no issues whatsoever. And now I'll overlay some footage of me kind of, washing cars and using this pressure washer. I use it once or twice a week at least, at the very minimum, except for the coldest 2 winter months, and I pretty much don't use it. But 10 months out of the year, I'm using this thing as an enthusiast, though. So you should know my use case as well. I'm an enthusiast car detailer, and so the cars I'm washing are my own cars, some friends and family, and then once in a while, I'll take on a detail and I'll use it for that. I do not use this pressure washer for anything other than washing cars for the most part. So it is a unit that is kind of dedicated to people washing cars. However, that being said, this unit does have enough power to kind of rival some of the weaker gas units. Definitely not better than any of the gas units in terms of output, but it's getting there. 2.3 is pretty respectable at 1,000 psi. Like, I can wash some concrete, I can wash a siding, I can wash my sun deck with this, and I'm not going to be sitting there all day. And I'll try to show you some footage of that as well. Whereas in comparison, some time ago, I bought that Simonized pressure washer from Canadian Tire, which was like $400, claimed to have really good specs, but in reality, it was actually shit. That pressure washer is horrible when it comes to any other use case other than like some light work. In fact, I actually gifted that pressure washer to my father-in-law because I simply don't need it. His gas pressure washer broke. And while he was using that pressure washer, and this is a true story, he had called me over because he thought it wasn't even working. That's how weak he found the output to be. So kind of got to keep that in consideration. However, this one, in comparison to that one, is a lot better, and you can do some real work with it. And then obviously the convenience of having this fully set up, ready to go. I literally just pull out the hose and I'm ready to go in 2 seconds versus having to get fuel, making sure you start up your pressure washer properly. If it's a gas pressure washer, it runs all day without having the auto stop system that this one does. It's loud, it's smelly. It sure works better in terms of GPM and PSI, but the trade-off is that this thing is super quiet and convenient. So you got to kind of consider what you're buying the pressure washer for and take those things into consideration, right? Are you looking purely for power and performance and you don't care about anything else, then get a gas pressure washer. If you just use it for some light work, washing cars, detailing cars, some pressure washing here and there, this or something like this is going to be a lot better for you. Now, real quick, that's kind of my overview of this pressure washer. Ask me whatever questions you want in the comments and I'll answer them, because this video is kind of off the cuff. I know I'm going to miss some stuff, but in general, I love this pressure washer so far. I fully intend to keep it to its full 500 hours use and then some, and kind of make yearly update videos as I go. And I'll also make a video on the first maintenance on this once I feel like I've hit 50 hours. But aside from that, ask me whatever you want to ask me about this pressure washer. They just came out with a new version of it, where all they did really was put a handle kind of that goes from here to there, and didn't really address the noise, which a lot of people seem to care about. So that there is a new version of this pressure washer, just so you're aware. I'm not too sure if you can retrofit this one to put the handle on it, but maybe somebody can comment down below and let me know if that's the case. Aside from that, yeah. So the reason why you haven't seen me putting out too many videos, and the reason why I started this video off saying that this is likely my last video from this space, aside from maybe some pre-recorded content, is because I'm leaving this place actually, and a lot sooner to boot than I expected, because my basement flooded, which was horrible. I was actually out of town, or about to go out of town on a vacation, and the day before leaving, 2 days before leaving, our basement completely flooded. The upstairs kitchen sink burst a pipe, and there's like an inch or two of water all over the place. So it requires a lot of work, so we just moved, because eventually we intend to rebuild our home anyway. So like until we get all that process going, there's no point putting several tens of thousands of dollars into renovation. So I had to move. So only my parents live here at the moment, and I only come back once in a while whenever I come to visit, or gotta wash a car or whatnot. So just no time in life at the moment to make regular videos. But eventually, once I get my setup all nice and dialed in and built up the way I want it, then we'll pick up and make regular videos. But aside from that, guys, like, you know what? Like I said, I'll leave some discount codes and stuff in the description below the video. Every single one of you that watches the videos and likes, comments, subscribes to this day, which is a lot of you, even though I'm not putting out content. I love all you guys. You guys are the best people. I don't even think I deserve the amount of subscribers I have, for the fact that I don't put out regular content, and my videos aren't always consistent and the best edited and whatnot, but still people continue to support, so it's amazing. That being said, I'll catch you on the next one. You guys know what to do. Peace out.